before. He reminds me of Gertrude Stein, or dare I say Monet, that gets a Monet with his little dabs of paint. Come on, Monet, stop that. Just brush it on. But Trent Steel Worldwide is a YouTuber that limits himself to like kind of a genre, kind of a presentation, kind of a lampoon. If I would sum up kind of the basic facade of Steel Worldwide's channel, just a few of the aspects. It's kind of like he's talking about like the kind of society where everything's provided for you. I mean, factories will produce your food and your drink and your clothing and your style, let's say, and whatever's fast and violence and upset is entertainment. It's kind of like this. He's like kind of represents a kind of a dystopian future, you know, where corporations fill your life up, and for entertainment, people watch executions or you know, gladiatorial combat, and then you go eat fast food and drink giant vats of liquor and pass out, and then you wake up and do it the next day. And he's like, so he reminds me a lot of those people that present themselves in a very certain way, and then a kind of I called it like a facade, like something, some sort of structure in front of another structure that, you know, that would look differently if it wasn't had this kind of presentation on it. But somebody that does comedy, or, you know, presents himself in just kind of a certain limited way, you know, then they're not going to then, you know, after 6 malt liquor videos, he's not going to start chatting about his family or anything like that. So I kind of like, I feel bad on one hand that he can't share more fully, but on the other hand, I know the artists sacrifice for their art. So I appreciate it, Trent. And Falstaff, hey Fall, says Earl supplied the whiskey and Dorf 68 supplied the wine, WHINE, and I'm like, what? And that's because I didn't read I hadn't got to Dorf's comment yet, so it didn't make any sense until I got to Dorf's comment. Dorf says, "You will never defeat the homebrew nation. I will rise above you." Oh wait, I got 1,036 subs, and you got like 500, and I started this way behind you. You will never have my talent and dedication to an art form like brewing, and that just pisses you off. Good day, punk. So, Dorf, hey Dorf, you have been going round and round with Steel Worldwide for a long time, and I was just thinking back to it's not going to drink itself. So glad this isn't HD. Let's better hit it again. And I was thinking back when I made a bunch of videos about Steel Worldwide versus Dorf, Team Timmy Turner, Odeed. You know, that's part of Steel Worldwide's dystopian future, the crackdown on creativity. You know, as long as Odeed, who could slam back a 40 and burp loud enough to crack a house in two, will make a cooking video, and Steel Worldwide will lash out, because that's creativity. That's purchasing your products. It's buying meat from the people that actually raise the animal, like Odeed does. Now that goes against the dystopian future. He should be getting his food from Beeforama. So But with Dorf, when it first started out, it was more like Steel Worldwide calling Dorf out and then just kind of heckling him as almost, that strikes me as kind of a frat boy style of interaction, though I don't really know. I've never been a frat boy. Excuse me. Kind of heckling him like, come on, you can do it in 10. All right, you do it in 5. I'll give you 10. But then their dynamic kind of spun out. Dorf, you and Trent, into something like more along the lines of like an evil villain and a hero. Except there are no one's evil and no one's totally evil and no one's completely a hero. We're all, like I said earlier, a bit of both of those things. So Dorf, here's you're always like, he hates me the most and I don't know why. You return a lot of his energy back to him, so that powers him. So you are an energy cell in his network, for one. And for the other, like I was talking about this dystopian future, you are the antithesis. You are the yin and his is the yang. In a future ruled by Dorf, Dorf 68, yeah, Dorf 68, DORF 68. For those of you that don't know, in Dorf 68's future, it's about people working with their hands, building things, growing families and growing their food, and then and not just growing flat out food and a love of preparing food, delicious food, but a love of creating something delicious, creating homebrew, but not just really good homebrew, epic homebrew. Like taking a craft and turning it into an art form. Like Odie and Wish were talking in one of their videos about what would it take to get Dorf into business, cranking out kegs. I mean, people who have sampled Dorf's wares, Dorf, they like your stuff. It's amazing, heavenly. I've done a Dorf brew video. I was quite moved. So yeah, you represent the destruction of that dystopian future of, people aren't going to buy from factories if there's artists out there. People aren't going to just, be entertained by, violence and anger if there's joy and calmness out there. So that's why Steel Worldwide hates me the most, and I don't know why. That's some of it. I mean, I could go on and on. I could compare it to classical literature of the opposing forces. There's no drama without conflict, and so there must be conflict, and so it's searched out for. And I just think it's hilarious that somebody who knows how to create a story, knows there must be conflict, would then pick homebrewers. It's like, what it's like? I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's like it's not going to drink itself. It's like Ghostbusters. Now the Ghostbusters knew they were going to have to fight an enemy. And they were all going to try not to, right? Except for one of them thought, that's like going into a zombie apocalypse and thinking no one's going to get bit. One of them, Dan Aykroyd, says, there's no way we're not going to think of an enemy, so we might as well think one up. And so he chose the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And so Trent knows that he needs an enemy, and rather than I don't know, I think there's a lot of people he could have chose to fight with that would have been over quickly, and it would have been kind of nasty and ugly, and so what? But he wanted somebody or something that would have an enemy that would have like an amusing connotation to it and have some long lastingness. I've seen a zillion of your comments, Dorf, where you're like, and I'm unsubbing you and I'm never watching one of your videos and I'm never going to talk to you, but I think we all knew that wasn't going to happen, and it turned out we were right. Oh, and you asked me, Dorf, how I felt about Trent and Falstaff. They both have aspects of who they are that I admire, and a lot of times that when that happens, it's that helps me to overlook negative aspects of different people, because I admire something about them, and that's not going to change unless something something pretty major happens. I've admired people, and I talked about that in a video to Trent a while back. I've admired people, and then I've lost that admiration, and I missed it. And I wish that people weren't so careless or carefree sometimes with their interactions with others. Because I've never lost the inner admiration to somebody. I've never lost it and regained it. I don't know if that's a failing in me, or if it's just a part of life. But like sometimes that candle gets blown out. It doesn't relight. So yeah, that's why I like those two cats, because I admire them. Doesn't mean I think everything about them's awesome. Everything about me's not awesome. So there, you have your answer. We'll have a drink and then get a couple more, and then we'll stop. More human than human is our motto. Malt liquor. Foolish Productions. When I'm talking to Foo, you guys, it's Foolish Productions, and his comment is on the video considering the Tube Tribe. Yeah, so you could follow Foolish's link. I like Foo an awful lot, and the reason why hi Foo, the reason why Foo I like you so much, what I admire about you, is your full-on bravery in sharing what's going on for you. And there's many a video that I've put out that I still kind of wish that I could take back, I could make private or something like that, because I put myself out there, and I don't do it as much, and maybe this is true for you as well. I think actually it is true for you. You've talked about why you do your videos. The reason why I do it, the reason why I put my emotions out there, my